what we did, and we're going to drill it, and I'm going to go over a couple more things. Okay, so we're here to guard. We're going to cross grip, and underneath, figure four. You can hold on. That's fine. Just going to get underneath his wrist, on top of mine. Okay, now a lot of the times, we're used to a series where we break the grip with an overhook, like a strong overhook, but we're going to do something different. So we break the grip, and you use your knees, and you pull him forward, and you pull his wrist across. Okay? As you pull him forward, you're going to reach your other hand around and grab. If you can reach around and grab their lat, that's good. If not, just grab fabric and keep them down. Keep your elbow heavy and keep them down, okay? I saw people last week when they would pull here, they pull up high. And that's not good. Because if I pull up high like this, there's too much space and he can just lift his arm like around my head, or he can pull that way. Yeah. So if I pull up high like this, I try to grab like that, and it's not what I'm looking for, okay? So you need to pull and try to hit underneath your armpit when you do that, okay? So we're gripping here. Remember, you can't grip with your fingers inside. So you do use your thumb and roll it out like that. So you have a grip here. Usually called like a hook grip. You can grip like this, but it's not as good because they can just kind of twist their wrist around, and it's really strenuous on my grip. It's going to be harder for me to hold on. But here, if I roll my fingers in, he can move his wrist around. It's going to be really hard for him. Okay? So here, figure four, break, and pull across. It's really important. As you pull, you're pulling your knees to you. Okay? So you pull across and reach around. Here, grab his lat, grab fabric, whatever you want, whatever you can. Okay? Then from here, we're going to go into a high guard eventually, but we're going to go for a sweep here. So this hand, if you go over this arm, that's okay. But for this sweep, it's not necessary as long as you keep them tight here with your elbow. Okay? I got to keep this tight so he can't pull his arm back out. Okay, I'm going to be going this direction in a 45 this way. I'm not going straight over. I'm going up over this way. Okay? So from here, this arm comes underneath and hook. Now you're going to use this leg to bump your hips. You need to get your hips out. If I try to sweep from here, it's going to be really hard. Okay? And it's going to help me get this leg up here more. Okay? So I use this, and I shoot my hips out this way. Okay? Then I use this leg's momentum, and I come up to get his weight going this way, and then down. Keep my legs straight as I come across here. And I can finish in a mount, and we're actually going to set up a submission from here. Okay? Any questions on that? Super important that you don't. A lot of people are escaping their hips when they do this. Once they get here, a lot of people, to get this arm underneath, they're turning their hips this way to get this. And it's not, you want to be more flat on your hips. So instead of escaping your hips like this, you're basically just turning your body like this and you're staying more flat. Okay? So once I'm here, I use this leg so I can get my hips out. Okay? And once that's that, I use my leg down to get the momentum going up, and then I chop. It's really important. I saw people last week, they come here, and then they would just kind of fall on this leg. So you don't want to do that. Okay? So it's important to get the motion up and then back down. Okay? See how my leg was straight, it was really easy to roll over. And then from here, we're going to start climbing up, looking for an armbar. Okay, any questions on that? Okay, let's do that. I come here. Now, yeah, I shift my hips out, and I pull in this way, but, you really got to pull this way too. You really got to pull with your arm. 2, okay? So once you're here, keep this grip and keep your chest on the back of their arm, okay? From here, you're in mount, so you're in a good position. This back leg, you can use this hand, underhook this arm and hold on, and get your back leg up high next to his head, okay? So my back leg was straight, now it's up high. And my hips are blocking his arm. His arm right there. Okay. From here, I'm going to shift into an S mount. Okay. Now, it's a detail I want people to see with this S mount is I'm not lifting my knee up like this to get into this S mount. Okay. I'm straightening my leg out. So if I lift my knee up, there's space here. Yeah, and he can do that and get my base off and all that good stuff. Okay. So here, once I get here, I'm kind of pulling him into me, and then I also kickstand my leg out that's behind, like kickstand it out a little bit. That's to prevent him from rolling me backwards when I'm shifting. So if my leg, this back leg, is lined up with him, and he just bridges into me, I don't have any base. And I'm kind of back where I started. But if I kickstand it out a little bit and he bridges into me, it's way harder for him. All I gotta do is push my hips forward. So he bridges into me a little bit, hips forward, and I'm there, okay? So, I kickstand out a little bit, I'm holding him tight. My leg, I straighten my leg so my knee is heavy on him, and then I turn. Straighten my leg, turn my heel, and pull that in underneath his arm, okay? So I'm here. Now look where I have his arm, here. It's underneath my elbow. It won't always be there, and that's okay. So I'm here, I use this, I pull my elbow straight back, and I can hug behind his hip here, or I can hug his leg, okay? If his arm isn't there, and I still have it across, that's okay. I can always get this S mount, and then I'm gonna switch hands. Instead of having it trapped behind here, I'm gonna switch hands and snatch it with this hand. Okay, as I put my leg over his head, okay? But let's just say that you have his arm trapped. His arm's trapped here, and now I need to keep his head away so I can get this leg over his head, okay? If I don't, and he has his head up a little bit, it's gonna be really hard for me to get my leg up over his head, okay? So when I'm here, you can plant your hand right here. You push his face away, or just push it on his chest. It's fine. Okay. Now this hand, you can be right here. This is gonna be a really tight armbar, so be very careful with this. So right here, you can either start pushing your hips forward. I'm gonna loosen this up like this, or if the hand is out, you're gonna snatch this way, and you're gonna hold on to his opposite leg here. Okay, and your ear is gonna go this way. So all your weight then go into your leg. All your weight into your leg, so you can sit back. Then from here, you grab his thumb, so you know it's pointed away from you. Pinch your knees, south side, and start sitting back for your armbar. Okay? Try that again. So we'll go through the steps of setting up this S mount again, because that's pretty important. Okay, so we're here, we're going for the sweep. Cross, shift. Okay, my head is straight. I can feel his arm right against my chest. So from here, my knee laying next to his head. Okay. I like to try to fight for this underhook to lift, so I can get my other leg underneath his arm. Okay. So fight for this underhook and hold him into you. Hold him close to you, and kickstand your leg up a little bit. Okay? Don't walk this foot up like this to get there, because there's too much space. So just straighten your leg. Your leg straight, turn your heel. Your leg straight, turn your heel, and then pull your heel in and get your weight more over that leg. Okay? Now see, we landed, and I don't have his arm under my armpit. That's fine. Let's come underneath with my north arm. more center. You can do it the other way too, but I like this way because it's a little bit faster. From this way, you can grab your own lapel if you want, or if you're no-gi, you can just grab his wrist. Okay, ready, one. Lapel, his hand. You can grab either leg. I like to grab this one and bring my ear towards it because it kind of reminds me of not leaning forward to get the armbar, but leaning towards his legs, like bringing my ear towards his knee, and that makes it easier for me to get my leg over his head. If I lean forward, it's still going to be hard for me to get my leg over his head. But I lean this way, it's easy. Okay, that's important. Here, once you're here, hold it tight, pinch your knees tight, and you're out. Now you just lay down. You grab this and finish the armbar. This also keeps him from running away and doing like a hitchhiker escape, but turning away. Yeah, and running around that way. This holds him from that. And then you finish the armbar. Okay, any questions on that? So the important details is the three are, and I want people to really think about is, once they do the sweep, your leg's going to be straight. Okay? Get that knee super high next to his head. Okay? And then extend your leg out a little bit. Don't pop this leg up like this, straighten it out. And turn your heel and pull it in. So that way you can push your weight more over on top of their chest. Because the person on the bottom, this is going to be, make sure you have your abs tight and everything because you're going to get squished for this. Okay? If you have their arm underneath, the wrist underneath your elbow, you can pull that back. You can hug their leg. You can hug their hip. You can hug your own leg. But be very careful about it. This is tight. You can finish it just like you just finish it like this, or as soon as you get that leg over, it's going to be on. So be very careful with that one. If their arm is out, which is probably in this scenario, then you can snatch that wrist, lean, grab his leg, lean towards it, get your leg over the face. Sit back. Make sure everything's tight. Really pinch those knees, and then make sure you have the wrist pointing the way you want it. Any questions? Good.